Alright, here we go with the next batch of Eric trailer reactions. Let's get straight into it. I saw the first trailer of this one. I don't remember much about it. But we'll see how much the second trailer usually gives up too much. So we'll find out.
Grace, I spoke up if you don't mind. I'm several light years from my apartment, and I'm not an astronaut.
Oh,
I'm not an astronaut.
If you don't go, you die.
That's what we call motivation.
With the rest of us.
Yeah, thank you for telling us the whole goddamn movie. That's probably the addition. So.
You're the only scientist who might know what this
A
is.
middle school teacher.
I'm just a teacher at Grover.
Not good enough.
We have a doctorate in molecular
We got experts out here, man. Well, they have to be young though, right? You have to be young to go out in space.
The
So.
sun is not the only star dying. Every star is infected by its neighbor except one.
Why? We don't know.
Which is why you
Good
build
point.
a ship to go there and find out.
So 1.9 light years away. The astronauts fly in space.
It's what you Americans would call a long shot.
Hail Mary.
Guess who?
I get it.
Well, that's just effing great.
Everything on this planet will go extinct.
Yeah.
Find a solution.
You are my solution.
I put the knot in astronaut. I've never done anything.
Moonwalking is a talent. You have to figure it out.
Moonwalk.
I'm not talking about what he does, which is our next trailer. So that wasn't a coincidence. Other than the fact they mentioned moonwalking here.
I understand mistakes. I do.
I don't understand why him. Other than the fact he's young. I guess you have to be brilliant and you have to be young, and there's not many that fit both those categories.
This might be very hard for you to understand.
Yeah. Like, I'm not good at poker.
I'm not good at things. You know, great. Concrete zero T at 5 ounce.
Oh, great. I was never good at the game Asteroids either. Oh, shit.
Oh, my God.
Well, that's not good. Oh, Jesus.
So, I met an alien.
Yeah, he would definitely bust out your chest.
In me, which was a concern for a little while.
This movie looks like a lot of things. Too many things. Yeah.
I'm Grace. I'm going to call you Rocky. Thumbs up. No, that's thumbs down.
You don't get it, man.
We do the thumbs up. It's close enough.
Did they give away too much of the plot? Well, we don't know, because it seems like it's 3 different effing movies, man. Because, you know what? They never allowed me to monetize these anyway, because the greedy ass soulless fucking companies that put out these trailers. These trailers are advertisements, man. How are you trying to copyright an advertisement? Like, the more people see your goddamn advertisement, the better. That's all a trailer is. A trailer is not entertainment. A trailer is an advertisement. It's a billboard. It's an ad in a magazine. You're trying to get people to go watch your shitty movie. That's all it is. It's just an advertisement. That's why you shouldn't have trailers for trailers. That's why you shouldn't have ads for trailers. It's already an ad. Like, this is a fucking advertisement. But they're going to copy every month. They take away my little 2 cents I would have made off this goddamn video. Every month they demonetize it because, oh my God, they're using our advertisement. They're letting more people see our advertisement. They're showing our advertisement to other people. How dare they? If I take a picture of a billboard and I broadcast, say I used to have, I think, 2,000, 3,000 followers on Twitter, whatever it was. If I took a picture of a billboard and put it on there, do you think the lawyer or the furniture company or the clothing store would be mad that I just showed their ad to another 3,000 people? Of course not. Why is it a fucking problem when somebody broadcasts and retransmits their shitty trailer? Why is that a problem? Why does that get copyright struck and demonetized? Why? Well, it's never been copyright struck, but demonetized. Every fucking month they demonetize it. Well, since they're demonetizing anyway, I might as well cuss, because ain't no advertiser's going to advertise on this shit. Because here's the thing. They demonetize me, but then they make the little 20 cents I would make off this video. It goes to them. Well, I'm going to cuss and no advertise. I'm going to fucking cuss. This is how I'm going to get around this shit from now on. I'm going to fucking cuss to make sure they don't get any ad money, since I'm sure as fuck not going to get any ad money. So, there we are. Anyway, point being. This seems to be 3 fucking movies at once, man. It's, good, feel-good movie. She's singing on an aircraft carrier. There's this whole, it's going to take half the fucking movie to get him out into space. That's what it seems like. It seems like we're going to have a large portion of this movie just getting his ass out of space. I'm not an astronaut. You're going to do it. I'm not an astronaut. You're going to do it. I'm not an astronaut. We need you. I'm not an astronaut. You're the only one who can do it. God, was that tedious for you? Because that's going to be the first 25 minutes of the movie. That little 20-second sequence of me was tedious. They're going to do that for the first 25 minutes, 30 minutes of the movie. Then he finally fucking gets into space. So the first movie is getting his ass to space, convincing him, and singing on an aircraft carrier for some reason. Second portion of the movie is going to be going to wherever the hell he's going and meeting this alien. Maybe the alien can help him, or maybe the alien's already solved the problem. I don't know. And I assume the rest of the movie will be getting home with the solution. I don't know, man. This movie seems like it's a train wreck. It seems like a mess to me. But, so, we don't know what the fuck's happened in this movie, except I have a general idea. So I'm going to give it a 5. It in the previous trailer has given up a lot. But this trailer, you don't really know what the hell's going on, but at the same time, if you're smart and you actually seen movies before, you have a pretty good idea of what's going on. So, there we are. Is it rewatchable? I think so. I would probably want to see it a couple more times just to kind of parse it out and, okay, exactly what's going on. I didn't quite catch a couple of lines. Maybe see a little bit more of the alien or something. So, yeah, I'll give that a 7. Does it make you want to watch the movie? Fuck no. The first trailer had me, I can't remember what I said back then, but the first trailer, as I remember, it seemed pretty good, pretty intriguing. But now, this one has convinced me that it's going to take so fucking long to get him into space that it's going to really drag. The first quarter, half, third of the movie is going to really drag until he gets his ass into space. That's what they've convinced me of. So they did a shitty job. They did a shitty sales job here at this trailer. They get a 4. All right. Well, I will never do that again in my entire life, because that's twice and both of them were fucking terrible. So I will never do that again. I just can't do Michael Jackson. There's a reason I never did voiceover.
I know you've been waiting a long time for this.
Oh, not really.
The tracks are made. The songs are ready.
Okay. Now it's time to dance.
Let's take it from the top.
I like Michael Jackson's music. I just think this movie's going to be a shit show.
This is your story.
Most musical biopics are shit shows, so this will be no different.
And embrace the future.
Ironically, I think Janet Jackson would be an interesting biopic.
That's what people
I don't know every fucking thing about her, I feel like I'm pretty well versed in everything about this son bitch. I wonder if Weird Al Yankovic is going to make a cameo. Because they had a good relationship. They were kind of sort of friends.
The lights for you, please.
Okay, but remember, in here, keep those feet still.
Yeah. Yeah. That son bitch could dance. We'll give him that much. He was a better dancer than singer. He wasn't a bad singer. Yeah. The hell was that? I guess that's really just a tone trailer. This is a hard one to judge. Do they give away too much? Because we know about his life. But there is something we want to know. Are they going to go there? Do I have to explain what I mean by go there? No. We all know. We're all thinking it. The first time we saw this, that they were doing this movie, what was the first thing we all thought? Are they going to go there? Are they going to go there? I don't think they are. I think that this movie is just up until he gets to the top, not what happens after he gets to the top. The shit people would actually want to see, right? Because, for one thing, we don't really know what the fuck happened. Even with how he died, right? We're not 100% sure. We think we know. We've made assumptions. I think a guy got actual prison time, the doctor, as well he should have, But we don't really know. So it would just be speculation, fan fiction. So, I don't know. But I think they didn't answer that question here, so I don't think they give away too much. I think this is just this is the tone. It's going to be kind of light, I assume. We can make assumptions, but we don't know. So this is a solid trailer for not you're giving us what it's going to be about, but you're not giving us too much. So it's an 8. Is it rewatchable? Not really. It's really short. Not much happening in there. So no, like a 1. Yeah, it's not really rewatchable. Doesn't make you want to see the movie. I have no interest in seeing this shit. But I will say, anybody who's not, like just so dead set against musical biopics and biopics in general, what I've learned over the last few years of doing reactions, biopics blow. Most biopics suck because there is no through line. There's no narrative. It's a bunch of vignettes. Hey, this thing happened. Skip 2 years. So we never hear the fallout of that. Oh, did they ever make up? What was the first conversation after he stuck his dick in her fridge? No, we skip ahead 2 years. So we don't know what she ever thought of or what conversation they had about him sticking his dick in her fridge. Like, we don't know. He took a shit in her birthday cake. We never know what happened because they skip ahead 2 years. We never get the good shit, the fallout. Because they're always skipping ahead to the next bit. Here's the next big thing that happened. Here's the next big thing that happened. Biopics blow. So I'm against them. But not everybody feels that way. So I think anybody who has any interest in Michael Jackson or any interest in musical biopics in general, or just biopics in general, this is a really good trailer. This is a 9. This is a solid trailer because you're establishing, this is, unless they're lying, and they could be, this is like, there's not going to be anything uncomfortable. You can take your kids to this and you can have fun because it's going to be lighthearted. And if you're a big Michael Jackson fan, you don't want the salacious details anyway. What would amount to be fan fiction? Because nobody really knows what the fuck happened. So, they did a really solid job there. So I'll give them a 9. Now, here we go with Wake Up Dead Man, which I think may be the best movie title I've ever heard. Every single time I see that name, there's a smile on my face, or I laugh. It is such a great... Maybe once I see the movie, if the movie blows and just in context it's stupid or it's too on the nose or whatever, maybe I won't feel this way. But for now, this is literally the most amusing... The most put me in a good mood title I've ever seen for a movie. Because it's great, man. It's a brilliant title. You know how hard it is to have a good title for a movie? Extremely difficult. That's the biggest arguments I ever got in my life as a filmmaker was, what the fuck are we going to call this movie? What are we going to call this shit? Like, I almost came to blows several times. I almost ended relationships with directors several times just because we couldn't agree what to call it. And you get passive aggressive and send a bunch of bullshit, He was always bad about, because he came from a design point of view, right? From a design background. So when you're doing designs, you do 3 designs, you let the client pick which one they like. Well, if you have a preference, I want them to pick this design because this is something I'd really enjoy doing and seeing through and following through on. The other 2 designs are shitty. So it's intentional. You give 2 shitty designs and then you really flesh out and make really look cool the design you actually want to pursue. And so then they feel like they're making a choice, but they're really not making a choice. They're picking what you want. It's a way to manipulate the client. And that's fine in design. But he was doing that with the titles. Give me a bunch of shitty options and then the one he wanted to actually use. So I'd hit him back with a bunch of awesome options, which I was playing it straight. I like all 4 of these. I'd be cool with any of these 4. And he would shit on them all. And, movie titles are hard, man. They're difficult. It's really hard to encapsulate an entire 90-minute to 2.5 hour to 3 hour story with 1 to 10 words. Shorter the better. So you really want it to be 1 to 5 words. I prefer 1-word titles. I think that 1-word titles just really lost. Heroes from Arcane. Man, 1-word titles just smack you in the face. They call attention to themselves. The longer the title, usually the worse. It is, but this is a brilliant fucking title. Wake Up Dead Man. I fucking love that. God, it's a good title. I hope it's a good movie. I like the first 2. A lot of people shit on the second movie. A lot of people shit on both of them because they hate him because, he fucked up the Star Wars sequel trilogy. I don't give a shit about that. So I take it at face value. I enjoyed them, but, it is what it is. But yeah, let's go and get into it.
You're the only one on stage with the Monsignor at the time of his killing.
You did that shit. It's a closed-door mystery on the stage.
The spirit really moved him to death, huh?
So tell me.
Oh. Was it? Didn't he die? Snowmobile ran over him or something. A new Ryan Johnson who done it.
I didn't do it. This goes way beyond normal policeman. This
The fuck?
You and I have not experienced. Perfectly.
What is that shit on his head, man? What happened to your hair?
I'm incapable of myself. So you'll see. It's fun.
Love this man. They should be getting better. That's your job, is to make each one better. Boy, this is one hell of a cast, man. He does it. Of course it is. Every time it will be.
Can you really people?
God
Uh-oh.
forbid.
It is time to
Hey,
discover
that was pretty good.
what this locket.
Damn, not the Wicked Wolves. You all blow, though, right?
There's some Scooby-Doo shit going
Oh,
on
not...
here.
Yeah, they finally referenced Scooby-Doo. Where are the Muppets at?
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah! Where are the effing Muppets at, man?
With all the pieces on the table, this crime appeals.
Wait, wasn't he driving on the wrong side of the road? Oh, shit.
Makes me sick. These kids painting rocket ships all over his sacred resting place.
Should we tell her? I'm gonna tell her. Yep. Pull your dick out and show how many great actors you got attached to this. So that's coming out in 10 days. Well, I'm definitely doing a reaction to it. I guess that'll probably be my second movie this month. I do movie reactions over on Patreon. I'm doing Fantastic Four soon. Hopefully this week, but who the hell knows. Maybe that'll be my second movie. You know, Strike While the Iron's Hot. Or, you know what? No, I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to... Maybe you can weigh in on the comments here. But, I think I'm going to do that as my third movie this month as a Patreon exclusive where you can just, buy it for like $3 or something. So you don't have to pay the $5 a month, and then maybe you forget about it and get another monthly charge when all you wanted to see was my reaction to that movie. Then you can just play a one-time fee. And it'll be cheaper than signing up for a $5 tier, right? Be like $3 or something. So I'll probably do that. We'll see. We'll see how much, with all the spare time I have. But yeah, I'm definitely doing a reaction to this movie. I'm biased as fuck, so I'm going to try to lock in and be unbiased just for how good of a trailer that is. It's the third movie in the franchise. They know what they're doing. They know their audience. They're really, the main purpose of this trailer, I think, is, hey guys, the main purpose of the trailer was this shit at the very end. It's going to be in theaters, and then a couple weeks later, it's going to be on Netflix. That's all it's, hey, we got another movie out, come go see it, right? Like, it's not, we want to convince you to go see it, it's an announcement. It's not really a, hey, please see our shit. No, it's an announcement more than it is a trailer. But just judging it as a trailer, I think it is, doesn't give away you're not going to give away too much of the movie. You establish the tone, the setting, you establish some of the characters, you establish the mystery, for the most part. He was on stage by himself or something, or in a room or whatever. And yeah, so, like, they didn't give away shit. Like, show me how you can predict a killer from this, or even predict, even some of the shenanigans that will happen, because it'll be more than just, solving a mystery. There's other shit going on, right? We don't even know the shenanigans. So, yeah, it gets a 9. It's really good there. Rewatchable. Probably you'd want to rewatch it a couple times just to maybe parse out some details and figure out, because I didn't really catch who all was in this. I know it's going to have a stacked cast. Jeremy Renner's the one that really stood out to me. Was that Glenn Close, the old woman? I think so. And I think his minion, or the one he saved in the second movie, is that her? I have face blind, so I'm not sure. That was probably her. So she's back. That's kind of interesting. Maybe she's his minion now. So that would be cool. It's some bit saying Scooby-Doo. Fantastic. That is some funny shit, man. And it's going to be funny, so they put that in there. So, rewatchable, fairly decent, we'll give it a 6. Doesn't make you want to go see the movie. Now, anybody who liked the first two are going to automatically go see it. When you're really trying to either sway, maybe people didn't like the second movie, but they liked the first. This would make you want to see this one, I think. If you've never watched any of them, you'd be like, damn, this looks really good. So this would make you want to go see that, right? The only people that probably, they didn't like either one of them, or, they liked the first one, but the second one was so bad, they're like, okay. Because the second one was a step down, objectively speaking, I think. They probably made it overly complicated. I didn't really like all the decisions they made, so it was not as good as the first one. But I said I think this will be the best of the bunch, right? So I still have optimism. I think they did what they're supposed to do. They get a 9. You know, they really knocked it out of the park as far as what you're trying to accomplish with a movie trailer. So there we are. Another great batch of trailers. Thanks again, Derek, for that.